Good afternoon. My name is Milton Calvin. Today I'm going to be presenting a speech about how Job Corps impacted my life. Oftentimes I hear people use the phrase, "I'm from the hood." A phrase that most of the times comes from a person that believes that the only way to make it to a higher level in life is by grabbing a bag of weed and smoking it till there is none left. Well, I'm from the hood, but I never talked about it. Not because I was ashamed, but because my mother always told me it's not about where you're from. It's about the places in life that God has planned for you to go. See, I wasn't always the type of person that believed that I would be much more than an average high school dropout. My father did it. My brother did it. What makes me think I would be any different? While traveling my path to nowhere, I realized I wanted to be somebody. Not just anybody. I wanted to make a difference. But in order to do so, I needed an education and a new path. Growing up, I always knew I had a story to tell. I just didn't know I would have a chance to tell it. A young man growing up with no father. And you mean to tell me I can be somebody? Dirty clothes, 2-year-old shoes with holes in the bottom, living in a shelter with urine running down the walls and tears running down the face of my mother. A good life was the last thing that I planned on living. I planned on living a life surrounded around plastic bags full of nothing, holding on to a piece of metal, not caring who I had to use it on. But I had a mother. See, I had a mother who prayed even when she felt no one was listening. But I was listening. I always listened. I heard when she said, "God, make a difference. Make a difference in my son's life." That's when I found out about Joliet Job Corps. See, Joliet Job Corps was a heart-pounding, tear-dropping new beginning for me. Realizing I had a chance to be somebody, I quickly put my past behind me. Don't get me wrong. I can never forget the things that I've been through. But in order to walk in a new pair of shoes, I must first put my old pair behind me so that I can walk the path that Job Corps has laid for me. Job Corps didn't just teach me how to do schoolwork. Job Corps taught me how to be a man. A man which is an individual which is a single human being. While learning what it means to be a man, I learned that a man is a leader. Before entering the program, one of my weaknesses was the lack of eye contact. Now have I just learned how to have good eye contact, but I also learned that a firm handshake is a sign of respect. During my first year in the program, I ran for SGA's Student Government Association Community Service Liaison, and I was elected. Since then, I've earned certificates for volunteering at local daycare centers, and I've also participated in community outreach programs with local schools and community centers around the neighborhood. During my course in Job Corps, I set goals for myself. Goals not to just get my GED, but goals to go above and beyond to get the highest scores possible. So I went in. My head high, my chest sticking out, because to me I had nothing to worry about. A week later, sitting in an auditorium in front of the whole school, the teacher starts to read off the names of the students who passed the GED test. Plenty names were called with the exception of one, Milton Calvin. And at that point I realized that I had failed. But I pushed. I pushed myself to stand tall even when I had pains on the inside of a failure and thoughts of quitting. But I remember a quote that my brother Robert Perkins always said, "Failure is not an option." See, this quote stuck to me because all my life I was so used to failing. But Joliet Job Corps helped me to kick my fears of failure to the side. But they also taught me that no matter how bad my past was, my future can always be better. I would like to end up by saying this: you must start strong and you must finish strong. But in order to do so, you must keep your eyes on the prize. Thank you.